folks, and welcome to another episode of Middle Management Gamer Plays. This is randomly ranting whilst retro gaming, and we went straight retro for this. One might even say this is vintage. Basically, the reason that I'm doing this one is I kind of feeling kind of old and soapbox-ish at work lately. The average age of my employees is 17 to 18. And now that I'm in my 40s, I'm feeling quite old and ancient. And sometimes I feel like I'm giving them advice, and it's just going. And basically, that led me to wanting to play my Atari, which was a whole string of problems in itself. Hooking an Atari to a modern TV is a pain in the butt. Most of your TVs don't have the hookups that the Atari use. If you have a coax in the back, you can buy an adapter for roughly, I got 4 of them for $5 off of Amazon, and I could plug the Atari right into the back of it. Didn't give me the best picture quality, but basically I could run it through a VCR and then through my HDMI upscaler, and this is what we have. So this is Pitfall, and that's the game I want to play for my video today because I was contemplating the pitfalls of life. Pitfalls, life in general, pitfalls of individuals who are in the restaurant, managers, hourly employees, and whatnot. So this is Pitfall. Not much to it. Atari controller, in case you've never played the Atari, because this game is from 1982. I was less than 2 when this game came out, but I still always look back fondly. Basically, you control Pitfall Harry, that's the little gentleman there, and you try to get past the obstacles that are thrown at him, such as logs, danger noodles, scorpions. Funny enough about this game, if you fall into these pits, they don't kill you. You just jump right back out of them. And the logs don't kill you either, they just take away your score. But you get the cool. Okay, so I missed my buying there. That is a pitfall right there, I guess. So, why we're playing Pitfall today? Again, I was contemplating the pitfalls of life. Yes, you can jump on the back of the alligator's heads. So, things change over the year. Things that you have to deal with when you're working with people, both young and old. One of the biggest examples I can think of is cell phone. When I started working in the restaurant industry, there were cell phones. I'm not that old, but nobody really carried them around with them everywhere. It wasn't something that everybody had. And if you needed to make a phone call while you were at work, you used the payphone that was in the break room. I can't remember the last time I saw a payphone that wasn't in a movie. So one of the things that this led to is everybody having cell phones, right? Ooh. So they're on their cell phones all the time. And they have games and people they're talking to and social media, and don't get me wrong, I'm playing games and I'm on social media when I'm on my phone, but when it's time to work, I know when it's time to work and when to put my phone away. Sometimes the younger generation, even the older generation, doesn't know when to put their phone away. So it's a plus and a minus. The plus is, we're all able to communicate. We can reach out and get a hold of people whenever we want. But it's a distraction when we're at work. But what really ticks me off is really text messaging. So, as a restaurant manager, we have to deal with call-outs. People who aren't coming to work. And nowadays, it seems like nobody actually calls out. What they do is they send a text message to some group chat that the manager isn't even a member of, asking for somebody to cover their shift. And then when nobody covers their shift, head again. They just think to themselves, well, I did everything I could, and they go on about their business. They never call the manager. They never tell the manager they're not coming. They just expect the manager to know. I'm dead. I have to hit the reset button. I can't just hit a button on my controller to reset. So, perfect. Whee! There we go. Reset. We're going to go the other way this time. So, it's disrespectful to not call your manager and let them know that you're not coming to work. It's not just disrespectful to the manager, but it's disrespectful for the team. Even though you may have taken the time to try to get your shift covered, if you didn't get your shift covered, well, you're still not at work. The business is still going to suffer, as is your compatriots. And they start to get bent out of shape. Now, if you call the manager in a timely fashion, he might be able to make arrangements, but at least you give him the little bit of respect that the title has earned them, to give them the chance and let them make the decision. You might be calling out for good reasons, you might be calling out for bad reasons, and further disciplinary action may be necessary. There's a guy who does what are they called? Seminars about how to save money. And I'm not going to plug him, but he helped us, me and my wife, when we wanted to kind of get out of our debt situation that life just puts you in. And one of the things that he talks about is spending cash rather than spending credit, because when you spend cash, you actually feel the sense of loss. I feel the same way about employees kind of calling out and talking to the manager, because it's a lot harder to call out when you have to call and actually talk to somebody. If you just send a message to the team saying, I'm not coming, there's no emotional attachment to that. There's no, feeling of like, oh man, I'm letting the team down or something, because you're not actually talking to somebody and hearing how that's going to affect them. Woo! I made it. And that leads me to another point, another soapbox. What is a good reason to call out? You're sick, that's a good reason. You have a death in the family, that's a good reason. Alright, if this is like your first job, and you want to go to a party and have a good time, trust me, I get it. I went to parties that had a good time when I was younger. But calling out for work for that is a piss poor excuse. That being said, even I called out once or twice for reasons that weren't sick. I once called out for going to see the re-release of Empire Strikes Back. They re-released it in the theaters, and me and my Grill Cook buddies, we all went to go see it. So they were off, I wasn't, I called out. The store was shorthanded. I caught holy hell about it. Even though I never actually said that I wasn't sick. The thing is, everybody at work talks. So when you call out for a reason that's not true, it's always going to get back to the people. If you're honest and straight up and say, hey, I'm not coming because I'm hungover, that is what it is. But that's the pitfall of life. When you call out for reasons that aren't good reasons, you cash in your chips, and over a period of time, you won't have chips to any end of the game anymore. And when you go to call out for a legitimate reason, like, hey, I need to get my car worked on, I can't get there, they're going to let you go. Even though you have a legitimate reason, you blew all your chances, and now, that's the pitfall. Those are the choices you make in life. Never make it. Ooh, oh yeah. Of course, you're never really going to look back 20 years from now and say, damn, I feel so bad that I called out and I went to that party and had a good time. On the flip side of that coin, in 20 years, you're probably not going to remember any of those people you went to party with and had a good time. I don't remember much about my high school partying days. I don't remember who was there. Ooh, I got a ring. Cool. I don't really understand the point of Pitfall. I know there's a timer, it counts down to 20, and you find these treasures. I don't know if there's a certain amount of treasures you're supposed to find, or you're just supposed to get the highest score you can get in the 20 minutes. I don't know. But it's like the pitfalls of technology. New video game systems come out, new TVs come out, and then these old systems, you want to go back and play them for nostalgia reasons, and technology has passed you by, and all of a sudden you can't hook your system up. I'm going to actually include instructions on how to jump into an alligator's mouth. Or is that a crocodile? I don't know. The cool thing about going this way is if you die, you appear on the other side of the pitfall or trap. But I'm going to include instructions on how I hook the Atari up to this in the descriptions so that you can do it if you want. Again, this was really just a short video. It was a test to see if I could get the Atari to hook to my system. And for me to soapbox some of the things that have just been pissing me off lately at work, really just technology and how it angers me sometimes that people abuse it, and how the pitfalls of technology can lead to other problems that you have to solve. My brother, that's a hardworking dad gamer, was talking about work the other day and was saying that, you know, there's guys who have to drill holes in concrete for him so he can run piping and conduit. And they have this great technology that holds the drill in place, you know, a drill press stand or whatever, so that the holes are perfectly even and round and don't waver or curve. But the stand itself is heavy and no one wants to get out of the truck, so the guys just drill it by hand anyway, even though they have it. So it's another pitfall of technology. You got to make sure that the equipment you have, people are actually going to use, because if they don't use it, then what's the point? I don't know. I hope you enjoyed this retro video of Pitfall, and maybe it'll encourage you to dig that Atari out of your parents' attic or your own attic and dust it off and see if you can get it hooked up to your TV like I did here. If this is your first time joining us, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And again, this is Randomly Renting whilst retro gaming and dealing with the pitfalls of life. Thanks for joining me today, folks. Have a good one.